On a quiet Sunday afternoon in a small town, three teenagers stop at the local 7-Eleven for food and drinks. At 13 and 14 years old, they have no cars. Their mobility is entirely dependent on their skateboards or walking. After making their purchase, the three friends walk to the edge of the parking lot and stop at the highway crossing, waiting for the traffic light to turn red. While they wait, the narrator looks back toward the gas pumps. A man in his late 40s is filling up a white pickup truck, and he is staring directly at them. The man suddenly drops the gas pump, jumps into his truck, and floors the accelerator. He steers directly into the teenagers, grazing the narrator's arm and knocking his skateboard across the pavement. This unprovoked strike instantly turns a mundane Sunday walk into a fight for survival, leaving three pedestrians defenseless against an aggressive driver. The physical layout of the area defined the danger. The 7-Eleven sat next to an open parking lot separated by a physical ditch, all bordering a multi-lane highway. One of the friends shouts at the driver. The group stays on the edge of the lot, watching for the man to speed away and avoid witnesses. The man stays on the offensive. He peels out, plows straight through the dividing ditch into the adjacent lot, and loops back to run the teenagers over a second time. The three boys sprint across the active highway, dodging traffic to put distance between themselves and the truck. In a wide-open suburban landscape, pedestrians are at a severe disadvantage. On foot, they cannot outrun a driver determined to use a vehicle as a weapon. Their only chance for survival is finding a physical barrier that can stop the truck's momentum. The teenagers target the local library, located 2 to 3 blocks away, as their primary refuge. They reach the building only to find the heavy doors are locked for Sunday, leaving them trapped in the open. The driver pulls into the library lot and jumps out of the cab. He reaches into the truck bed and grabs a long, heavy metal object, either a crowbar or a shotgun. The presence of a weapon splinters the group. 2 of the boys run toward a nearby video store, while the narrator makes a break for the tree line. He knows a narrow dirt trail through the dense woods that leads toward his own backyard. He navigates the brush alone, aware that an armed adult is now hunting him on foot. The physical geography of the town, from the locked library to the dense woods, transformed a group encounter into an isolated manhunt. The narrator finally reaches his street and is intercepted by his friend's father, who drives him directly to the video store. Inside, he finds the police, his friends, and their crying mothers. Because they had lost sight of him during the chase, his friends believed he had been captured or killed. One of the friends then shares a chilling observation. At the library, the armed man had ignored the others to specifically chase the narrator into the woods. The realization changes the nature of the event. This wasn't just a random act of road rage. The man had selected a specific child to pursue. The entire pursuit unfolded in a populated town center on a Sunday afternoon, with the local streets and businesses filled with people. At least 100 people were in the immediate vicinity. They watched the vehicular attack and the armed chase, yet no one intervened. This is the bystander effect, a psychological phenomenon where the presence of a crowd creates a diffusion of responsibility, leading individuals to remain stationary instead of helping. The attacker was never caught, and his identity remains unknown to this day. The lasting trauma stems from both the chase and the public abandonment. For 5 long years following the attack, the narrator remained hyper-vigilant, constantly watching every white truck that passed by.